It begins in the still hush of Kensington Palace, morning light sliding across gilded frames and brocade curtains, while the muted hum of London awakens beyond its walls. A baby's cry echoed through those chambers on the 24th of May, 1819. The same city that centuries earlier had watched kings and queens rise and fall in the flicker of candles and the smoke of wars was about to change forever. She was named Alexandriana Victoria, an unlikely heir, a small figure in lace and linen whose birth seemed to matter little to the grand geometry of empire. Yet fate had quietly moved its pieces, and the world was entering an age that would carry her name. This is the story of Queen Victoria, the girl who grew beneath shadowed ceilings, and the woman who would reign over a world transformed by steam, steel, and sorrow. At first, no one imagined she would be queen. She was born fifth in line to the throne, the daughter of Prince Edward, Duke of Kent, the fourth son of King George III, and of a widowed German princess, Victoria of Saxe-Coburg-Saalfeld. The royal family was sprawling and eccentric, marked by feuds and fragility. Her father died when she was less than a year old, leaving the young princess to be raised under a strict, isolating system managed by her mother and the ambitious Sir John Conroy. Designed to keep her dependent and vulnerable, the Kensington System kept her secluded from the court and away from potential allies. She slept in her mother's bedroom, was forbidden from walking downstairs without holding someone's hand, and spent her early years under constant suffocating surveillance. Beyond the strict gates of Kensington, Britain was undergoing a monumental transformation. Along the Thames, soot mingled with fog as the Industrial Revolution reshaped the realm into the workshop of the world, drawing thousands from rural fields into crowded, bustling cities. The kingdom Victoria was destined to inherit was no longer merely a land of quiet tradition, but a vast, restless engine of modernity, driven by steam power and urban growth. In 1836, at 17 years old, the princess was introduced to her cousin, Prince Albert of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha, a reserved young man with a sharp mind and a passion for art and social reform. Though arranged by political motives, their meeting left a lasting impression. Yet politics and the weight of her future pressed heavily upon her. Victoria often felt the chill of solitude, as the grandeur surrounding her could not disguise the ache of isolation. To reign was to live forever in public view, feeling both the exhilaration and the exhaustion of a nation's gaze. Her early diaries flickered between fierce determination and quiet longing, recording her resolve to be good while acknowledging the heavy burden of a crown placed upon one so young. Everything shifted in the quiet early hours of June 20th, 1837. King William IV passed away, and the distant tolling of church bells signaled a new dawn. Overnight, her title changed from princess to Her Majesty Queen Victoria. She was barely 18 years old, small of stature with a gentle, high-pitched voice, but within her heart lay a growing iron will. Ministers expected a puppet, the public expected a child, and courtiers assumed they could rule through her. Yet behind her modest manner, she understood that the first actions of her reign would define all that followed. That same morning she held her first Privy Council. Arrayed before her were the highest men in the land, lords, generals, and bishops with white hair and the stiffness of command. They bowed deeply as she entered, raising their heads to find her gaze steady and poised. Her words were few, but her tone betrayed no fear. She thanked them for their service, assured them of her trust, and promised to govern according to the laws and customs of the kingdom. That single meeting, modest and brief, set the tone for a reign that would span more than 6 decades. The public viewed her coronation the following year as a symbol of national renewal. Britain hungered for stability, purity, and a monarch who embodied restraint and virtue. Newspapers carried sketches of the young queen smiling beneath the crown, and poems were written praising her youth and innocence. In the quiet of her chambers, however, she battled the crushing tide of royal duties, navigating complex political waters with her first Prime Minister, Lord Melbourne, who served as a mentor and father figure. Her resolve was soon tested during political standoffs like the Bedchamber Crisis, where her refusal to dismiss her Whig ladies-in-waiting showed a fierce defiance. While guided by youthful emotion, it revealed a monarch who would not be easily manipulated. Her marriage to Prince Albert in 1840 introduced a partnership that transformed the British monarchy. Albert brought intellectual rigor, strategic vision, and an unwavering commitment to administrative efficiency. Together, they redefined royal duty, emphasizing moral leadership, cultural advancement, and family values. As the decades progressed, the world was shifting under the weight of industrial progress and political upheaval. The monarchy evolved from an institution of political domination into a cornerstone of national identity and moral stewardship. Albert's influence grew through these years as he championed scientific patronage, supported educational reform, and took a keen interest in technological innovation, culminating in grand national achievements like the Great Exhibition of 1851. Through personal tragedy, political shifts, and global expansion, Victoria became a fixed anchor for an empire expanding across continents. The idea that monarchy could exist as a moral stewardship was her greatest legacy. She turned royal life into a model of domestic duty, transforming the crown into a symbol of continuity, faith, and public service. In Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and India, her image represented stability and shared identity, earning her the title of a distant yet formidable matriarch. Victoria passed away on January 22, 1901, ending an era defined by unparalleled industrial growth, imperial expansion, and profound cultural change. Her legacy lived on in the institutions she strengthened, the constitutional stability she preserved, and the moral imagination of her people. She had remade a fragile, distrusted monarchy into an enduring symbol of the nation.